It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I am reviewing a little card game called Matryoshka. Matryoshka here is a game in which you are collecting and trading and making sets of Russian nesting dolls, and you're trying to get the most points possible. That's basically it. Let me give you a look at the game so you understand how it works. We'll come back and I'll tell you what I thought of it, alright? Here we go. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to be dealt out 6 cards, and you are ready to begin. The objective of the game is, of course, to have the most victory points, and you're going to be scoring that after 4 rounds of play based on the cards you have in front of you face up on the table, and you'll score like this. There's 2 ways of scoring. You will score for having several cards of the same number, the more the better, and you will score for having sequences of cards in the same color, a numerical sequence. If you skip a number, that is a new sequence. So in this case, you'll get some points for these, and you'll get more points even for that 3, 4, 5, and that's basically it. At the end of the game, there will be 13 cards face up in front of you, and you'll score based on that. So, back to how the game plays out. Everybody has 6 cards. They are going to pick from their hand 2 cards, and they are going to just put them face down in front of themselves for now. And then everyone has done this. Then they'll reveal those cards, all players, just to show some information, basically. And you should arrange it in a pattern that that is easy to see for other people. So same colors in a row and same numbers in a column so that it's easy to see what you're working on. And then everyone is given 2 cards, and you are ready to begin. The start player is going to take a look at their hand of cards, and they are going to offer a card face up to all the other players. So they can pick a card here and say, okay, this is my offer there. And everyone else is going to now, having seen this card, pick a card they want to offer me, the start player. I'm going to take a look at these, pick them up, take a look at it. Okay, maybe, why not? Okay, I'm going to go with this one. And so I'll keep this card. I have to make a switch. The player whose card I took will get the one I offered. Everyone else just takes their cards back in their hand. And it is the next player's turn, who is going to look at their hand, make an offer. Everyone does the same thing, offering a card. And they will pick someone's card. They will trade with that person, and so on. This player will do the same thing, and then this player will do the same thing. After that, we pick up the cards we showed at the beginning of the round, and we display more cards. First you displayed 2, then you are going to display 4. After that you display 6 cards, then 8, and then finally you just show 13. So you play 4 rounds. After each, you tell the other players a little more information, and you grab 2 new cards. You have to be careful what it is you put on the table because they know what you're going for, first of all. And second of all, it limits what you have to barter with that's in your hand. You can never offer the ones you're showing face up on the table. That's basically it. At the end, you show 13, which means basically every card except 1 card you're holding. It's pretty much all the cards. And you score based on that scoring denomination. You might get a little bonus at the end of the game. Everybody has one of these, by the way. If you have a nice run of a color, then you're going to get some bonus points. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. The first thing that attracted me to this game was actually the look of the game. I liked the concept of the nesting dolls. I liked the look of the cards. And so it was just charming. Cards with just colors and numbers. I tend to like that sort of thing. Unfortunately, the graphic design of the game is actually one of the biggest issues that I have with it. I thought it was, unfortunately, a lot of the suits are very close to one another. Now, yes, they all have a symbol at the top, right here at the top of the card, that tells you without, the shadow of a doubt if 2 cards are the same. Also, the doll is different. but the design of the frame on the card, the background color, it's unfortunate that they're so close. They could have been radically different and made the game a lot simpler, not let people to be confused, just not even been a talking point. Here's what I mean. These 4 cards I'm holding here are all different suits. Now, some of them you can quickly tell. There's 2 that are a light shade of blue and 2 that are a darker shade of blue, but those are different. The frames are different, yes, but they're also pretty close. At a glance, you'll mistake them for one another, so you got to be careful, and I wish that wasn't the case. Having said all that, the gameplay itself is just okay. I think it's a game that if you play in a specific spirit, in sort of a wheeling and dealing spirit, it'll be a little more fun. So it's a game that's very group dependent. If the folks playing at the table get into this whole trash talking mentality, like, hey, come on, you want this card. What are you offering me over here? Come on, you got to do better than that. Then that brings it up a little bit, but ultimately the gameplay itself is pretty bland. It's offer, put a card on the table, everybody shows you one, you look at them all, okay, I'll take your card, and do that a bunch of times, That's basically it. Now, showing cards, that aspect of having to tell people kind of what you have, but hopefully trick them also into maybe offering you something they don't know that you want, that's clever, and I like that aspect of it. But the whole game overall, the mechanisms are so simple that there's almost no game in there. I found it to be the kind of thing that after I've now played a few times, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna discover anything new in this game, So I'm done with it. That's my main issue there. The gameplay is just, once you figured out how it all works, the wheeling and dealing isn't enough to make me come back with this game. There's so many games that do that whole, hey, you want to trade with me thing, so much better than this, that this one didn't quite hold my attention, So, unfortunately, I think this is one that if you enjoy that genre of wheeling and dealing, you can skip. This is not going to give you a great trading game, and I don't think it's going to give you a great negotiation game, which, again, you sort of have to bring to the table, I think. So that is Matryoshka. This is a pass for me. If it really, really sings to you, check it out, but with the graphic issues and with the bland gameplay, I think you can safely skip this one.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.